Okay, I do like it, but it should not have been called a Maverick. It should have been called a Ranchero. Vroom! What's up? Welcome back to Race 164. My name is Dan, and today we are not only taking a look at this Hot Wheels custom Ford Maverick, but it is also day 7 of the 2025 Father's Day Showdown. So I'm getting two birds with one stone. We're doing a little episode of Is It Fast? And also our regular coverage of the Father's Day tournament. So first we'll take a detailed look at this unit, and then we'll put it on the track to find out if it's fast, but not in the way we usually do. It's just gonna race in the tournament. We've got a fresh new father driving this thing. All right, the 2022 Ford Maverick Custom. Pretty cool truck. I really like what I'm seeing here at a glance. Now, it's a custom. It's obviously built for performance. I'm thinking this is kind of a drag racing build. It doesn't have parachutes, but this kind of spoiler, that gives me drag racing vibes. Maybe this is like an all-wheel drive, no prep kind of a build. It also could be a drift build, but hard to say what they're going for there on this one. But it's definitely cool. I like it. My particular one has a little problem here with the paint job on this side. Looks better on this side. We got a Ford decal back there, Motul and Bilstein, little Hot Wheels logo down there. This looks like it's supposed to be the exhaust, I think, right here on either side. That's pretty cool. It looks real cool from the front. There, it's focused now. It looks really cool from the front. We got the Ford badging there on the grill. The headlight tampo is placed pretty well. A splitter down there under the bumper, and these ovals down there might be lights, or they could be air intakes. This looks like a cold air intake situation right here over on the side of the grill there. That's pretty cool. Interesting little roll bar situation going here in the box. It's okay. I think I'd just prefer straight roll bars, you know, going in your typical pickup truck roll bar kind of style, but this looks pretty cool. Let's check the wheels. Okay. Nothing too special. Sort of typical. I'm not a big fan of the rims. They're kind of boring, but hey, you know, it's a $2 Hot Wheels car. It looks pretty cool. Not really any detail on the bottom to speak of, but that's not really something I look for in these cars anyway. So let's put this thing on the track. But first, I got to tell you who's driving it for the tournament. Rookie competitor Eythan Henson, my brother-in-law, set to become a father for the first time very soon, like pretty much any day. We're all really excited for him and his wife. We are anxiously awaiting the arrival of their little girl. This is going to be my first time being an uncle, and I am fired up. So I'm super thrilled to have one of my very best buddies, my brother-in-law Eythan, in the tournament. He's also the biggest social media star to ever grace the channel. This guy's got over 1 million followers on TikTok. And he has a YouTube channel too. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. His opponent today is Tony from Mystic Archives, a very recent addition to the tournament. Tony is driving this 1987 Buick Regal GNX with a Black Widow exhaust sponsorship. So we got a pair of rookies here facing off in the showdown. Who you got? The blue Ford or the red Buick? All right, Tony has drawn the inside lane. Here they come. Eythan leads through turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Oh! And a little showboating here on the home stretch. I guess maybe it is a drift build after all. Let's take a look at that replay. So Eythan has got some real speed in that little Ford. He makes a clean pass on the front stretch, extends his lead down the back stretch. At the exit of turn 4, he sees how far out front he is, and he decides to pull a little e-brake slide 180 and finish in reverse, still with a pretty big gap over his opponent. So the custom Ford Maverick is moving on to tonight's main event. Tony thank you for joining the tournament. I'm sorry you didn't get the win tonight, brother, but we will see this nice red G-body again in the elimination bracket. For heat number 2, starting on the inside lane, it's veteran competitor James Collins in his Dodge Viper GTS-R. He's going up against me. That's right, for the first time ever, I am entering my own tournament. I guess that technically makes me a rookie. Anyways, I've decided I'm gonna run G-Roy. I've openly said this is one of, if not my very favorite Hot Wheels casting right now. It's another G-body Buick GNX. This is a Grand National, but the hood comes off of this one, which I just love. Yes, I want to be part of my own tournament, but like I don't want to win. So I know I could have chosen something faster than G-Roy. It's just I don't really want to win the whole tournament, right? I want to be a part of it, but it's weird if I win my own thing. That just seems kind of lame. So I picked something that's like pretty fast, but not like really all that fast. I am not sure how G-Roy is going to stack up against this Viper, but I'm giving James the inside lane. That just feels like the right thing to do as the event host. Plus, he's going to do some work for me on my actual family vehicle and, you know, should probably stay on his good side. All right, here we go. Viper versus G-Roy. Oh, the Viper's out front. No! James Collins takes the easy win. G-Roy, what happened? Oh, that was embarrassing. G-Roy, buddy, come on. Everybody on the channel knows you're capable of so much more than that. Oh, I blew it. James Collins claims the easy win, and he's taking that SRT Viper to tonight's main event against Eythan. Oh, just a rough night for the G-bodies. That's a bummer. I've said it before, there's just something I love about this generation, this GM chassis. Cause like, they're kind of classy, but they're also kind of a muscle car. They sort of just look like whatever your grandma drove back in the day, but they're also fast, and I just like them, okay? I asked Tony what his car of choice would be, and the first thing he said was a G-body, and I thought to myself, a man after my own heart. Tony, hopefully you and I can represent the G-bodies a little better in round 1 of the elimination bracket. So tonight's main event is set, and it is shaping up to be a good one. James Collins, Eythan Henson, Ford Maverick, Dodge Viper. Who you got? This is a tough one for me. For some reason, it feels like there isn't as much to go on. They both made it look so easy in the opening heats. I don't know who's got the advantage. You know what? Let's assign the lanes on screen again, just so that we can be all up front about who scores the inside lane. All right, Eythan has a 4. And James has a 3, so Eythan scores the inside lane. That could be the difference maker right there. Let's see. All right, main event, here we go. The Maverick has the lead through turns 1 and 2, but look how close it is. Oh, a little drift and then a little bump draft from James. And the rookie takes the win in a barn burner of a main event. Let's take a look at the replay. So Eythan gets a much quicker start. If you look closely, you can see the Viper clip a little bit of that orange track, and that slowed him down a little bit. So the Maverick takes the lead through turns 1 and 2, but it is real close down the backstretch. James does not let him get out of reach. They stay pretty close through 3 and 4. Eythan just can't help himself but pull a little drift at the exit of turn 4, and he scrubbed off some speed doing that. James, unfortunately, chose the wrong side. He had the momentum to pass him. He could have overtaken the Maverick here on the home stretch, but he just had nowhere to go. He runs into the back of Eythan and bumps him ahead. So the Maverick takes the win. The rookie Eythan Henson is moving into the top 8. James Collins looks real fast. He was real patient there, biding his time behind the Maverick. It just didn't pay off in the end. Looking like he's primed for a good run down in the elimination bracket. We'll see him there in the second round. So there you have it, the 2022 Ford Maverick Custom is pretty fast. I think when the tournament's over, we should pull this bad boy back out and race it against the actual super stock ladder bracket and see if maybe it can take out that blue square body. But that's for another day. All in all, I really like this casting. I don't really have any major complaints about it. However, on the real world vehicle side of things, as I alluded to in the intro, for Ford to call this a Maverick is kind of ridiculous, okay? Just hear me out. Ford Mavericks were a thing before, and they're a car. You know, they're kind of like a Mustang's lesser known little brother or something. But this is not a car. This is one of those like car truck type of things. It's got a pickup box, but it's got a small stance like a car. You know, the most famous being the El Camino, obviously. And Ford made one of those too, and it was called a Ranchero. And that is what this should be called. The 2022 Ford Ranchero. That just sounds way better to me. Thank you for listening to my weird rant about Ford Mavericks and how they should be called Ford Rancheros. That's gonna do it for tonight. We now have 7 of our top 8 here in the Superstock class, meaning we got one more episode like this, and then I'm not sure where we're gonna go from there. We might jump into the Pro class, or maybe we'll just keep going and race the top 8 here in Superstock. I don't know, you're just gonna have to wait and see. Hey, if your dad didn't win tonight, don't worry. He's already a winner because he's got you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Race 164.